So some of these other businesses, you talk a lot about mobile home parks, and I want to get into those because I've looked at that space quite a bit. I've almost done a couple projects. I've got a friend of mine who used to be in oil and gas and has pivoted to that is his main business and has done a ton of them. And I guess we'll just go there. I was going to ask some other stuff, but let's just go there. What's been attractive in that model for you? Why do you like it? I've heard anecdotally Warren Buffett's doing like $1 billion a month in mobile home loans. This is what my friend that's in that space told me. I don't know if that number's true, but I think that from what I've seen, it's pretty compelling. But just tell me about how you got into it. What are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I got into it in 2019 when a friend approached me about it, and the whole thesis is that it's like multifamily without having to maintain the units because you just own the land. You rent out the pad sites to the mobile home owners. And so I see it as like the best of both worlds because it's better than single family because all of your units are right there in one place. It's better than multifamily because you don't have to maintain the units. It's better than self storage because it's more recession prone. It's the cheapest form of affordable housing, so you do well no matter what happens in the macro economy. And it's better than industrial because you can buy at better cap rates than industrial. I would put industrial as second, in my opinion, behind mobile home and RV park investing. But it's just a good asset class. Especially, I'm mostly in RV parks right now, and it's great because if the economy does really well, then people are buying RVs and traveling, and your short term stays go up. If the economy crashes, then people don't buy RVs, they don't travel as much, but you have more long term tenants because they have to live in their RVs full time. So it's a good hedge against the economy.
Yeah, I like it a lot. I've said recently that like in this type of economy in real estate, I'd almost want to be playing at like the very top end or kind of like the very bottom end because I feel like, and this is just my general thesis, I've talked about it before, but I feel like rich people always want nice stuff. I've talked to some real estate Twitter folks that like even during 2008, 2009, they still were doing like $1 million landscape garden for some people, because they were ultra wealthy and they didn't care. So they had all these like high end jobs. But then like, so rich people always want nice stuff. They always have money. And but then there's always like an affordability crisis, especially right now with the inflation, the way everything's gone. So it's like if you're kind of playing in one of those two sides of it, I feel like the people in the middle are getting squeezed. I don't know. Do you see that at all? Just because like of where rates are at and things like that.
Yeah, I do see that. We don't really play on the big parks at all. Those have been actually pretty crowded for about a decade by private equity. But we also don't mess with parks in like downtown areas that have higher crime rates. We love the rural parks, which a lot of people ignore because they're rural. But it works well for us because once again, it's the cheapest form of affordable housing. And so if people live there, then we know that there's at least some form of demand. And if our rents are cheaper than your average one bedroom apartment, then we've never had an occupancy issue in that case.